The flags of the Confederate States of America have a history of 3 successive designs from 1861 to 1865. The flags were known as the Stars and Bars, used from 1861 to 1863, the Stainless Banner, used from 1863 to 1865, and the Blood-Stained Banner, used in 1865 shortly before the Confederacy's dissolution. A rejected national flag design was also used as a Confederate Army's battle flag and featured in the Stainless Banner and Blood-Stained Banner designs. Although this design was never a national flag, it is the most commonly recognized symbol of the Confederacy. Since the end of the American Civil War, private and official use of the Confederacy's flags, particularly the battle flag, has continued amid philosophical, political, cultural, and racial controversy in the United States. These include flags displayed in states, cities, towns and counties, schools, colleges and universities, private organizations and associations, and individuals. The battle flag was also featured in the state flags of Georgia and Mississippi, although it was removed from both by 2020, after the former was changed in 2001. The city of Trenton, Georgia has used a flag design nearly identical to the previous version with the battle flag. First flag with 7 stars, flag with 9 stars, flag with 11 stars, last flag with 13 stars. The Confederacy's first official national flag, often called the Stars and Bars, flew from March 4, 1861, to May 1, 1863. It was designed by Prussian-American artist Nicola Marshall in Marion, Alabama, and resembled the flag of Austria, with which Marshall would have been familiar. The original version of the flag featured a circle of 7 white stars in the navy blue canton, representing the 7 states of the South that originally comprised the Confederacy: South Carolina, Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, and Texas. The Stars and Bars flag was adopted March 4, 1861, in the first temporary national capital of Montgomery, Alabama, and raised over the dome of that first Confederate capital. Marshall also designed the Confederate Army uniform. A monument in Louisburg, North Carolina, claims that Stars and Bars was designed by a son of North Carolina, Orrin Randolph Smith, and made under his direction by Catherine Rebecca Winborn. Forwarded to Montgomery, Ayler, February 12, 1861. Adopted by the Provisional Congress March 4, 1861. One of the first acts of the Provisional Confederate Congress was to create the Committee on the Flag and Seal, chaired by William Pocher Miles, a congressman and fire-eater from South Carolina. The committee asked the public to submit thoughts and ideas on the topic and was, as historian John M. Koski puts it, overwhelmed by requests not to abandon the old flag of the United States. Miles had already designed a flag that later became known as the Confederate battle flag, and he favored his flag over the Stars and Bars proposal. But given the popular support for a flag similar to the U.S. flag, the Stars and Bars design was approved by the committee. As the Confederacy grew, so did the numbers of stars. 2 were added for Virginia and Arkansas in May 1861, followed by 2 more representing Tennessee and North Carolina in July, and finally 2 more for Missouri and Kentucky. When the American Civil War broke out, the Stars and Bars confused the battlefield at the First Battle of Bull Run because of its similarity to the U.S. flag, especially when it was hanging limp down on the flagstaff. The Stars and Bars was also criticized on ideological grounds for its resemblance to the U.S. flag. Many Confederates disliked the Stars and Bars, seeing it as symbolic of a centralized federal power the Confederate States claimed to be seceding from. As early as April 1861, a month after the flag's adoption, some were already criticizing the flag, calling it a servile imitation and a detested parody of the U.S. flag. In January 1862, George William Bagby, writing for the Southern Literary Messenger, wrote that many Confederates disliked the flag. "Everybody wants a new Confederate flag," Bagby wrote. "The present one is universally hated. It resembles the Yankee flag, and that is enough to make it unutterably detestable." The editor of the Charleston Mercury expressed a similar view. "It seems to be generally agreed that the Stars and Bars will never do for us. They resemble too closely the dishonored flag of Yankee Doodle. We imagine that the battle flag will become the Southern flag by popular acclaim. William T. Thompson, the editor of the Savannah-based Daily Morning News, also objected to the flag due to its aesthetic similarity to the U.S. flag, which for some Confederates had negative associations with emancipation and abolitionism. Thompson stated in April 1863 that he disliked the adopted flag on account of its resemblance to that of the abolition despotism against which we are fighting. Over the course of the flag's use by the